Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Love Witch. We're so happy to be here with you today. And today's topic is about angels and demons. So bring me your questions. This is a topic that I have absolutely loads of experience, firsthand experience and knowledge about because I am a medium and a spiritual healer. I've been working with the spirit world my entire life. And I've also continued to educate myself as I've moved through life. So aside from that, I am just so happy to be here with you. And I can't wait to see what kind of questions you have and what kind of things come up around this topic. You know, when it comes to angels and demons, many people are afraid to talk about it because they're not even sure if the spiritual realm is real. And I can tell you, hands down, it is real. Not just because I see spiritually, but because as a paranormal investigator, somebody who worked in the field doing healings and then later on with paranormal and equipment, that we'd actually record angels speaking to us. And of course, we had demons recorded on our equipment as well. So in the paranormal work, that's what I loved about it. If you don't know, I'm a Capricorn. And so even though I'm a medium, I like to have scientific proof. I like to have data. I like to have real world grounded results based upon the spiritual work that I do. And doing paranormal work gave me the ability to collect data and evidence on these things. So even though I experience them spiritually, yes, you can get that evidence on your devices, even a simple tape recorder. So that being said, I can tell you hands down, angels and demons do exist. And we're going to talk about all of that stuff today here on The Love Witch. So, Tracy, welcome. It's very nice to see you, dear. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Lonnie just came over and was helping me get ready. So we're gonna actually have a nice mother-daughter day today and maybe eat some big old crab legs after the episode. Woo! And some wine. So woo-hoo! Yeah, that'll be fun. It's a rainy day, so we're making the most of it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. Hi, Margaret. Welcome. Oh, no, my glasses. This happened last night. I'm going to have to go get myself some readers. My lens popped out. I discovered this last night. I don't know. I just didn't put it on my list early this morning. But, I wasn't really sure how to get the proper ones anyway. So I didn't really realize they had numbers, and these have always been a little too strong for me. So I guess this gives me the opportunity to go get the right pair. And so it'll be much easier on my eyes when I take them on and off. All right. Margaret, you are in where? Can you read that, Lonnie? Oh, she doesn't have her chat up.
She is in Margaret Ellen. Oh, that's her name. Hi from Margaret Ellen. Like that's.
Oh, okay. I thought she was saying where she was from. I see. It's all woohoo! I see. It looked like it was written as a city. Oh, from Michigan. Well, welcome from Michigan.
Margaret Ellen from Michigan.
You guys, I am so excited about this topic about angels and demons today. So please put all your questions in the chat room. I will answer everything for you. This is an area I am very, very, very experienced in, and anything that I can do to help you or answer your questions, I'd be very pleased to do that. So let's start off by reading, if I can keep these on. Okay, I'm going to start off by reading the Spiritual Anatomy Divination card deck, which of course Lonnie and I made. These are always available down in the links below the video. These are a custom order because I have to order them from 2 different suppliers before they can be mailed out, but we have mailed these out to many different countries. And it's really cool because a lot of people that feel led to use our cards, they're not just oracle cards, they're healing cards, and they really help attune you with mind, body, spirit. They give you a deeper understanding of the intuitive connection, the spiritual connection behind physical ailments in your life. So we love these cards. They were it was like a creation of love that Lonnie and I both worked on together, and we're really proud of them, and we love it that you guys are enjoying them. So many of the people that order these are actually readers and healers, and they use these with their clients, but anybody can use them. So those are always available. All right. So here we go, angels and demons. And FYI, if you guys like that picture, that's one of my favorite pictures that Lonnie ever painted. She literally painted this on a table, which Lonnie, I don't know if you're aware, I'm selling that table right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're moving and I need to get rid of some stuff. And I'm like, that table is so dear to me. So it's a spirit board table.
It's not just any table.
It's
though.
not just any table.
That's the thing.
Well, let's talk about it for a minute. And unfortunately, we're only selling that locally to people that can come and pick it up. But it is an old-fashioned, an antique vintage table that's round with the pretty little decorative legs that come down. And the leather part had peeled off in the center of it. So it left a nice flat groove.
It's about the size of the table behind you. Maybe
Yeah.
Smaller.
And Lonnie, I paid her one day to come in and paint me a picture on it. I said, I want to use this as a spirit board. And so she did the letters, A through Z, 1 through 10, and then a yes and a no. And then we blessed it, and she painted some symbols on there that were really meaningful for me. There's a dragonfly symbol for my sister Mary, who's in spirit. There's a red rose for my grandma Maria, who's in spirit. So we had different symbols on there. And then I wanted the inside of it blessed with Archangel Michael so that the board would always hold a high vibration and only allow those that use it to connect with their loved ones and angels and spirits that were of the light. It would not allow anything in there that was dark. So not only was the table blessed, it was also infused with this beautiful painting, this original artwork that Lonnie did. So when we created this card, I literally took a picture of the table. So that's the actual image on the card. And just so you know, everybody who's ever used that table, it because it's round, we have our fingers on the planchette and it's around and around. And me and Lonnie would get such tired arms. We're like, oh my God, just land on one of them. But there was so much energy pumping through that table. It was crazy. And when we moved to Florida a number of years back, we gave it to some really dear friends of ours. Lou and Dana took it into their home for a while and babysat it for us, and they got to use it. And they always had angels come through, and they were able to easily connect with both of their fathers who were in spirit.
Yeah.
So it was in really good care there. And they always were very sacred with the way that they worked with it. So we've had it back in our possession now for a few years. And because we're moving again, it needs to be rehomed. So anyways, that's really cool. It's going to go to somebody that really appreciates it. And I know that they'll have lovely communication through that board. So we've got Eliza here. Welcome, Eliza. Elaine K, welcome. And Gunifa Sora, welcome. All right. So let's get after it. So that's the story behind that image. And it's just one of my favorites. Took her all day to paint, all day. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I kept checking on you and I was like, you're still just working on the leg? Oh my gosh. And it was a powerful, powerful, very imbued painting. Okay. So angels and demons. This card often represents a spiritual battle going on within you. It can also indicate that you're being called to work with the angels to help others release their spiritual attack. You have special angels that have been appointed as your guardians. They have been with you since the moment you were conceived and will remain with you until after you have taken your last breath. The angels are powerful messengers that can heal and assist you in many different ways. However, angels must obey your free will and are not allowed to intervene on your behalf. They must be called in by you. This card may indicate that your angels are waiting patiently by your side and want you to call upon them for help. They have a higher perspective on what you are going through and will help to make sure you complete your soul's journey. It is possible that you have also encountered demons along the way and that they have instilled fear in you. They may be trying to derail you or a loved one in the form of self-sabotage. It is very important for you to learn discernment. This card urges you to call upon your angels for help and to cast out the demons from your life or the life of someone close to you. Now, here are a few additional or alternative meanings. You may have called in a spiritual attack so that your soul could grow. Call upon your angels for assistance. They're waiting by your side. The Creator made everything in the universe, including what we call demons, While they appear to be negative, they are often the catalyst for spiritual growth and a recommitment to the light. When you encounter a demon, clear it by using its sacred name without fear or drama, and know that you are a powerful being made of the same light and power as the Creator. All right. So we'll dive into more about angels and demons. And also, I have a course online. If you don't know that, I have a mediumship course online that you could take. And if you have taken that, or if you already feel very in tuned and you want to step deeper into work with that realm, with crossing over ghosts and getting rid of demons, I have a shorter mediumship course specifically for paranormal mediums or rescue mediums. And so that's a shorter course. The mediumship course is longer. I've had them both at very reduced rates for the entire year of COVID. And, those rates will be coming up soon. So if you're interested in getting those, hop on board and check it out now. It'll really help you feel more confident working with those energies so that you can stay spiritually clear and so that you can be of service to others too. Okay. All right.
Those links will be below the video, by the way.
Yeah, the links are always below the video. If you just go to my website too, and you go to my mediumship courses, you'll see both of them will pop up right within my online school. So, okay, so we have
one question here from Eliza.
Yeah.
Can you bless and clear a store-bought, I'm guessing she means Ouija board.
Yes.
And have it be good?
Absolutely. So it's very important. We've done that quite often before too.
I actually have one.
Yeah. We've purchased them at the store. We had a giveaway a couple years ago where I bought one that was from like the imagery on it was from the Upside Down, that show, remember? And we did a drawing and gave it away, but we did a really special blessing on it first. And I like to use frankincense. I like to use sage. I like to put holy water on the board. I like to use it, with different things, say like a little crystal bowl with water. You can put crystals beside it when you're working with it so it stays very high vibrational. And it always has to do with your intentions when you actually sit down to use the spirit board. But it's always you have to know that you're opening a portal. Even though the spirit world is all around us, your intention is what creates this opening. And so what many people don't know is that it does have to be closed down at the end of your session so that energy is not just an open doorway all the time. Okay, that's where a lot of people run into trouble. So when you sat down to do it with a really intentional purpose and you've done all these things, you just by that alone, your actions, you're raising your vibration, setting a very clear intention, and you're being protected in that energy. So when you're done with it, just close it down, and you can do that just simply by a command, or you can bless it, or you can do something else that's a ritual for you that signifies that you're now done. And you can state that the session is now done, the door is now closed. You can say something very simple like that, but make it firm, and then put all your stuff away and pack it away. Don't just leave it out where it's exposed to just people coming and going in your house all the time, because they could connect to it unintentionally. So
yeah, I think, sometimes people have like different ways of closing out their boards and different ways.
Yeah, how do you do it?
I always, before I say goodbye to the spirits or whatever energies, I will actually move the planchette myself and put it to goodbye.
Oh, okay.
So then it's like, it's
I like that.
More symbolic. Some people are like, you have to do it, and I'm like, I think it's more of a symbolic representation of you claiming that energy. Like
it can be very unique, yes. Mm-hmm. And it is just important to have that closing down. I mean, you could even just like, if you do Reiki or any kind of energy work, you can wave your hand over it. You could just bless it. I always thank the spirit world for helping me out, participating in it, and then say goodbye and close it down. So that gratitude piece is also very, very important. It lets the spirit world know how reciprocal you are and how grateful you are to work with them. And they will continue to watch over your sessions then and protect and monitor you. So, and that's one of the things that people don't realize is like, when you're doing this with a sacred intention, like say you want to connect with a loved one that passed, which is generally the reason we want to use spirit boards. And when you're doing that in a very high vibrational, you miss them, you want to connect with them, you can actually ask your angels then to come in and protect your environment and protect the communication that comes through your board so that it's always of the highest light, that it's never some kind of spirit that's going to be a trickster or anything negative. So that's why we did the Archangel Michael painting on this particular table board, on the spirit board, because we knew that and we wanted to instill it, infuse it with that energy. But if you buy a spirit board at a store, you can actually just set that intention, call in the angels right away to have them bless and prepare the board and protect the energy that you're opening up when you're inviting spirit to communicate with you. And then thank your angels for assisting you and protecting you in that space.
I want to add to that too. Whenever you are using a spirit board, like always make like you said, make sure that you bless it first. But remember that your body is a tool. Like,
do you want to come over here?
Well, sure.
Okay.
It's like a short little.
She's always over there, and I'm like,
I know. So it's just a little short clip. Basically, your body is a tool. So like, if you're feeling in your gut that something is off, or you're not super comfortable communicating with the spirit that's coming through, or you feel like it's not quite right, trust that, and you can always like you get to claim the space. I like to see the spirit board as being kind of like a telephone. You can change the number. You can hang up. You can call someone new. You can. Yes. It's just a little bit of like a. It's like a phone, Well,
and with that being said, if anything ever does happen, because if we're not really aware or conscious when we're working with it, and all of a sudden we get real excited, and then all of a sudden the conversation shifts and you feel that maybe there's a trickster has stepped in, you'll know this because your loved ones in heaven will never ask you to do anything harmful to yourself. They will never tell you anything about their sorrow, their regrets. They will never bring up drama, chaos, or crisis for you ever. Because if they're in the light, they do not have those feelings and thoughts anymore. So if anything ever comes through, it's like sometimes people don't use discernment. And they're like, oh, it told me to do this. And that's my so-and-so. And it's like, no, you better use discernment.
If you turned on your laptop and you connected to a server and some random person in some random place that you don't know their face, where they're from, who they are, told you to do something, you probably wouldn't do it. Same goes for a Ouija board or a spirit board.
Absolutely. And so at any time, if that occurs, then just be like, okay, we're going to shut this down immediately. And then we're going to do a nice clearing on the board.
Always cleanse it.
Yes, always clear it at that point. Call in the angels, do your ritual. I do, because Ouija boards and spirit boards tend to get haunted a lot. That's just because they're actively being used as a source of a portal. Okay, so many people don't close them down; they just stay active hotspots. Well, the unfortunate thing is when people get haunted ones, or they get like a demon or a negative entity attached to it, a lot of people will take that and go throw it in the fire to get rid of it. You never, ever want to do that, because that will release the spirit from the board and just send it out into the universe again, into anywhere on the earth plane. It can go attached to anybody. So you always want to close it down and clear it, and be purposeful with that. Anything that is haunted, anything that has an attachment, anything that has a demon attached to it can be cleared. It does not have to be burned. So you don't ever want to just throw it in the fire and think that that'll take care of it. It won't. Okay. So we have some more questions here too. Oh, hi, Teresa. Thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you. I wear this color for the Love Witch because she's all about raising the love vibration and helping you guys find your soulmates. So, or maybe even just reinstigating that love with your soulmate.
Self-love.
Yeah, self-love. That's where it all comes from. So this is the actual color of your heart. This is the color of your aura when you're in that sweet space of love. So thank you. I'm glad you like it. Okay. Do we have any more questions?
I don't see
not yet. Okay.
Questions here.
So now, how do you discern? Now, if you're doing mediumship, this is so bizarre to me. A lot of mediums refuse to work with demons. They simply go, that's not my thing. I'm going to send them to Diana Palm. That's what she does, and that's okay, because I'm really comfortable and confident in that area. But I have no fear around that area.
Fear is a big thing.
It's a really big thing. And so like, if you're a medium that has fear, that's the best option. Send them to somebody that specializes. Okay. But I do want to encourage all you people out there that are mediums or that are just inclined to work with the spirit world without fear to really look at that, because God gave us authority over those energies. Okay, we have God's energy right in the cells of our body. We have authority to connect with them and clear them. You must know, though, you can't just do it by telling them. There has to be a spiritual connection so that you're actually utilizing that light within your body to be more effective. And really, that's what I teach in the paranormal medium training that's online. So check that out if you're interested. I highly advise it. It's just a way to get your vibration and to activate the light within you so that you're more powerful working in the spirit realm. Okay. Okay, so there's a question from Elaine.
Is it possible to trust and love again after being hurt and having trust issues?
Absolutely, Elaine. You know, and first of all, I just want to tell you there's not a human being on earth that has not had a broken heart and that has lost trust because of a relationship or wounding within relationships. It's kind of like, if you think about everyone operating in terms of your soul's evolution, they're kind of put on your path, lots of them. And so the problem is sometimes people feel like life is too overwhelming because there's too many of them. But we're supposed to navigate that just like we navigate in the spirit world. We have to navigate through people. And it doesn't mean good person, bad person. Okay, that's the plane of duality where we're always thinking, this person I can trust, this person I can't. And then we're very carefully trying to navigate our way through life. What's most important is that everyone, especially humans, we're going to have failures, right? We're going to let ourselves down. We're going to let people down. We are going to hurt each other. That's just our way as humans. We're all learning. So what you need to do is navigate through that, always move forward out of situations like that, release them and forgive them as quickly as possible, move towards people that you're more in alignment with, which means the trust is easy, it's transparent, that you can bond with them. And if something occurs there, you have the opportunity to say, well, how big or small was this discrepancy? I mean, is this something I should just forgive and move on from? Or is this something to work out through better communication and more understanding of each other? Because sometimes there's also that opportunity to really grow together and to overcome those lower vibrational emotions. So it's just up to you to just go, not to get worried and concerned, like there's too many people that I can't trust. Instead, think they all served me, but I thought about it differently back then than I do now. Now I know I'm just supposed to continue to move along. I'm supposed to go forward and stay in alignment and not focus on the mistrust, or that's what you actually will magnetize to you. So stay in trust of yourself, stay in trust of your intuition, and know that you're being guided all the time, at all times, towards new people and new connections. And this is something where you can actually ask your angels to come in and assist you with. And because we talked about that in the beginning, your angels are with you all the time, but they may not intervene with you because human beings have free will. Your angels are like intermediaries between you and God, but they work for you, okay? So you have to invite them. You have to ask them for help and assistance. So literally, this is something you should do every morning if you want like a drastically different life. You know, you can just literally open your eyes in the morning and just say, okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you, angels, for being here. Hey, can you clear the traffic on my way to work? Can you make sure that there's money in my account, that I'm always in love, that I'm meeting really trustworthy friends, that I have so much joy in my heart, that life is blissful, that I'm enjoying myself here, that I understand all the lessons I've learned from. Hey, angels, can you just, bring me the best, most scrumptious breakfast today? I mean, you can ask them for anything. Nothing's too big or too small. You can ask for safety when you travel. You can actually, one of the things you can do with your angels is you can send angels to help people that you love without having to have their permission. So you can actually invoke your own angels and other angels that are assisting us out there. You can send those to other people. And I love that, because a lot of times in my healing work, I can't do deep DNA work to clear people and remove programming unless I have permission. But you may send angels to anybody without their permission. Of course, they can still accept or reject them on a spiritual level. But most of the time when you're sending them, those people need them. And most of the time they will receive, because their higher self is spiritually aware that there's a new energy moving in and they'll benefit from it. So you can do this over and over. If you have someone in your family or someone you love that's like really self-sabotaging, self-destructing, or having a lot of addictions, you can continually every day to ask the angels to go and help this person. And we did discuss this earlier also, is with that spiritual attack. Now, a lot of people experience spiritual attack for a benefit. And that's why I like to kind of change the mindset around it. When you're going through a spiritual attack, it does feel like hell. You know something is occurring in your life that is supernatural. You know you're being attacked. There'll be nightmares. There'll be things moving around your house. You may smell sulfur, or like sweaty BO. You know, you can smell that kind of unhealed spiritual energy, and there's no physical source of it. But all of the spiritual attack is for your benefit. It truly, truly is. If you utilize a spiritual attack that you're experiencing to heal anything you need to heal, it could be energy from a divorce, it could be resentment over an abusive parent, it could be resentment over someone stole from you or hurt you in a different way. If you look at that as an opportunity to heal any of those lower vibrations, any of those unhealed issues in your life, when you eliminate the spiritual attack, you'll be at a whole other vibrational level. You'll be at a very high vibrational level and never have to re-experience a spiritual attack again. So it really is meant to boost you and reconnect you with the light as a higher operating vessel of light. So when you're going through it, we always like to tell people, you know, there's spiritual cleansing techniques you should do. You should be consciously aware that this is occurring, that this is what it looks like, and here's some tools to use. And then on the other side of it, you come out really high and in a whole new plane that you've never experienced before in your life. So that's the end result of it. Okay. So and Michelle's got a question, Lonnie?
Is there anything I can do to help long-term boyfriend to get over his marriage fears? He bases marriage on his parents. His parents should have been divorced a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah. So Michelle, what I would do is you can definitely call in the angels to, so it sounds like he's got like some thoughts and projections around thinking that his marriage would end up like his parents, and maybe that's why he's avoiding it. So it's an unhealed issue, but it's a projection that he would have to re-experience the same thing. So he should do his own personal healing around that, but you could send him angels to help raise his consciousness around it so that he actually understands that he's separate from his parents' experience, and that he's a co-creator in his life, and that he can have abundant love and commitment and joy and happiness without the negative aspects, which he might be thinking are like a ball and chain, too much obligation, too much responsibility, too much unhappiness. That's just his parents' paradigm, okay? And they may have actually offered that to him so that he would have this growth. We all serve each other. So you can actually send angels to just give him clarity and wisdom around love, and to help him separate his projection of his own life from his parents' experience, and to know how valuable he is, how worthy of love he is, and how to be happy in a relationship. Okay, so that's how I would use the angels in this case for sure.
Well, they can even show him examples of like what a healthy marriage looks like versus what it's, because probably his main experience is a reflection of his parents, right?
Yes.
So maybe he's never seen examples of what a healthy marriage looks like, which would make people very fearful.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So you could actually ask angels to show him that, and then he might be guided to a really thriving, prosperous couple that's very loving.
It'll alter his perspective. Just give him a different perspective and help him realize, like, hey, it's okay to have like a long-term partnership and be married to somebody and have it be healthy and happy and thriving. Like, it's a possibility. So having that experience within his range is going to be
and that's still on topic, because it's really like removing that fear.
Yeah.
We always want to remove the fear around what we perceive will hurt us. It's always meant for protection, to keep us safe. But what it does is it keeps us small. It doesn't allow us to really expand into that love and into that magic in life, right? So yeah, I would actually just bring in the angels for that, to show him, to illuminate him, to give him that clarity and wisdom. Also, if you have any of your own projections going on, feeling a desire to have this commitment but not getting it, you might be sending off an energy of lack unintentionally.
Ooh, that's actually a really good idea too, because maybe you're operating on your own experiences and like what you perceived in relationships. So maybe
and having
important to address.
And having somebody not commit to you can make you feel like you have a broken heart, and you don't have that commitment. You don't have that love that you seek. So if you're unintentionally vibrating in that energy of lack, it's really important. You can actually help shift your partner by really filling up, feeling full, feeling committed, commit to yourself. That can actually inspire him to want to come in and commit to you as well. So we always want to look at it from all angles, but definitely call in your angels. And if you want spiritual cleansing to help you do that, there's a lot of things that I recommend. We talk about this a lot. They're basics, but they work, and they will work if you have any kind of negative emotions, negative entities, spiritual attacks, anything like that going on. It'll give you a reprieve. It'll lift your energy. Well, we would recommend like sea salt baths, holy water baths, burning frankincense in your environment. If you actually, have some really negative stuff going on, you can take frankincense internally, only if it's a very, very high quality, pure brand. And you want to be very cautious with that. I'm not a doctor, I have to say that, but you can look it up online that it's safe to consume in a very small dose, like 1 drop on your tongue. There are other things that you can do in regards to crystals, prayer, meditation. You can say different, what are some of the things you say, Lonnie, or that you do for if you're having a spiritual attack or need to cleanse?
So many things.
Yeah, we just kind of do it all the time. It's not like we sit down once and go, we need to do it now.
Yeah.
We kind of live our life just knowing we're very, very sensitive to these energies. So we pick them up off other people, we witness them, and we just always are in a process of cleansing. So it's a good idea to do something for yourself every single day to keep those energies clear.
Yeah. And I think too, for me, it's more about maintenance than it is about getting it to a point where it's so bad where I have to do like a deep level cleansing.
Yes.
I do have a few roommates.
Come over here.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll come and talk.
I do have a couple of roommates. Okay. So there was a brief time where one of my roommates was bringing home stuff due to her job, and it was a little bit like intense, where she'd come home and there'd be some heavy spiritual energies that were connected to her, and I'd be like, oh, like, whoa, like, what are you bringing in the house, girl? So that was more of intense cleansings that would have to take place kind of regularly, but I think it's more about maintenance for me. So regular house cleansings with smoke, and there's different ways to do like smoke cleansings. You can do like rosemary bundles, you can do sage, garden sage, even
Palo
lavender,
Santo.
Palo Santo. Palo Santo is really good for bringing in positive energy. Some people use incense. It's really a big part of it is about the intention, but the tools also help, of course, as well. So it's just kind of finding like what works best for you. Pine needles. I've heard people using those. Just make sure they don't fly around when you're walking and cleansing. What else?
Well, and when she's talking about doing like the major cleansing, that's where you actually do need to utilize your spiritual connection in a meditational process to really raise your vibration, really get a high connection. And then there's a process in there that you would actually need to know the name of the demon that you're getting rid of. And you never, ever, and this is going to hopefully this will be taken the right way. Never get the demon's name from the demon. You don't need to do that. Okay. They're going to lie. They're going to waste your time. They're going to taunt you. Just get your highest spiritual connection, and ask God for the name. Okay. And then you will intuitively feel it, interpret it, and be able to command it by that name to go to the light. And it is absolutely amazing how powerful this is. I've been clearing demons and negative entities since I was 24 years old. Or 25 years old, because you were 1 year old when I went to Bosnia. Right. And then I worked with a Catholic priest that taught me how to do this initially, how to clear all the negative entities off people. And then I never stopped learning. So I'm 52. Am I 52?
I think so.
Yes, I am. I'm like, what? I can never tell how old I am unless I know how old she is. So yeah, I'm 52 now. So I've been doing this a very, very long time. And I always learned different techniques along the way to.
I thought you were 29.
Right. So yes, so there's many tools available, and the more you do it with no fear, the more clear you become, the more confident you are to work with these energies. The best technique is the one that, I go up and get my connection and command it by name that way. That has always worked very well for me. And it's very non-drama. It's very non-crisis. It's not scary. It's not threatening. And that's why a lot of people, other mediums and so forth, people that do spiritual work, send people to me because they know I'm not scared of it. There are some times, where I've encountered some things that have really had my heart pumping, and it's been a resistant energy or really, really nasty one. Nasty. And at those times, you want to know all other spiritual practices to really make sure they don't get in your head and don't get in your mind and overpower you or make you feel like you're not capable of it. So that's why all the other tools work. That's why it's good to have all the other things: sage, crystals, rosaries, the St. Benedict medal. I love that. It's just good to have other resources and tools to help really keep your strong spiritual connection when working with those energies. But every single person can learn how to connect and send them away. Okay. Do we have some more questions?
Let me see here. She follows up with, "LOL, I appreciate all of your suggestions. I do cleansing, but not as a regular maintenance. I will ask my dream team for help." Love it. You call them a dream team. That is so cool.
I like that too.
Sometimes I felt selfish to ask for help. I am working on that. Oh my gosh, no, that's literally their job. Like, that's literally what they're there for. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's so funny, because that's this part of us being human. Like, I don't want to bother my angels today. Oh, it's me again. They literally are like right here, seeing stuff going on in your life, going, why isn't she asking? Why isn't she asking? So another thing that you might not know is that, like, we come into life, every single spark of light, every human being, no matter what your cultural background is, we all come in with at least 2 guardian angels that are literally with us all the way through. Along the way, we can collect more angels. So because I was raised in a Catholic family, I was taught to pray to the angels all the time. So I always also had this innate knowledge that my angels would keep me safe. So I could do just about anything, which made me a little bit of a risk taker. I was not afraid to drive across country alone and move. I even recall, like, being in my 20s and 30s, like pulling over to sleep in a truck stop with my window down because it was hot in my car, and just falling asleep in my car. I was never mugged. I was never taken. I was never harmed, and I'm like, I look back now and go, oh, yikes, never do that as a single woman or anybody alone, But, I always felt a very, very strong presence of my angels. And I have a deep belief and faith in them. It was much later when I started getting them in my pictures, which I have, and heard their voices on recording. So there's so much proof around it, but I always felt that kind of security and safety that they were with me. So it's really good to really call them into your daily life. Make it a practice, make it a habit, every single morning to call them in.
Well, I like the idea of making it maintenance too, because it helps you build a relationship with what you call your dream team. I love that.
Yeah, I like that too.
It helps you build a stronger relationship with them too, because the more you do it, the easier it becomes when you start realizing, like, oh yes, that's what they're there for. Like, they're literally waiting for you to ask them for assistance.
Yes.
You know, they're here to help you. They're here to like guide you and coach you and keep you safe and all of it.
Sometimes people think it just has to be the big things. Like
no.
You get sick and then you have to pray to the angels. And it's like, no, literally ask them for the healthiest food, the places to go to save more money. Like, you know, I know sometimes when I go out and shop, I'll be like, I'll ask my angels, like, who needs my money today? And where am I going to find the stuff that I love the most? You know, because I just get this inkling to shop. And then I'll instantly feel like either I'll get an image in my head or I'll feel a deep desire to go to a particular store or boutique. And it's like I have a great conversation with the owner. I love the supply and I spend money there and I send other people there. And oftentimes it's worked out really good because they were down on business and needed it. So the angels will help guide you to other people, you know. And I love this too, because I always find out, this is way after the fact, that the person I was sent to was also praying for help. Okay. So she may have been caught asking her angels for business. And when I said, angels, where should I spend my money? That was like a loop, like it connected us, the prayer to our angels. So the angels are working behind the scenes to align you with the exact match of other people that are also praying.
That's happened to me on more than one occasion. There's times where I've been like, man, you know what? Like, I'm a little short this month. Like, and I'm hoping for, you know, business and hoping for this and that. And then all of a sudden I'll get like this influx of like people that are like, hey, like you are on my mind and I don't know why. And I'm like, no way. What a coincidence.
Yes.
It's like a matchmaking almost. Like a matchmaking.
Absolutely.
Because both people are seeking the same service in a different way. So
yes,
it's really, really
angels can bring people together for love. They can bring it together for business, just the perfect creative partnership, co-creative effort, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. So that's why incorporating your angels in your daily life will literally put these people in your path, because they're also praying for that divine connection. And the angels is that intermediary that's like, kind of like they're just a little above our space, right? And then they can see all the prayers that are being shot up, and it's easy to click them and connect them together with the right people and the right circumstances.
And the more you do it, the more you build that relationship.
Yes.
It's easier for you to see and understand their signs.
Yes.
And follow that guidance, because I mean you're kind of like working that like spiritual muscle a little bit. So
absolutely,
you know, every time you do it, it just helps strengthen that bond, and you're able to like kind of follow their guidance a lot more simply, more easily. So.
Yeah. And sometimes your angels, they may actually have a voice, male or female, doesn't matter. Sometimes it may just be a thought that comes into your head. But I can tell you, when we started recording them at different intervals during my healing sessions with people, especially if we were crossing over, because the gate to heaven is open, we would often hear the angels come in. And at first, it was, you know, if you guys are familiar with EVPs, how spirits sound, if you watched any paranormal show ever on TV, you'll hear a normal spirit box session or spirit recording. It's called an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, where spirit's talking through a recorded device. Now, this is really normal. It happens all the time. Anybody can do it. But the more you work in the spirit world, the more you'll actually get the voices and Class A EVPs. At any rate, we were doing this, and I was doing a crossing over, and we heard something different on the playback. And you have to attune your ears to it. Now, you might not know this. Younger people can hear more frequencies. So sometimes Lonnie would hear more higher frequencies on the recorded device than I would. So I would just think, oh, we didn't capture something. And Lonnie's like, Mom, don't you hear that? And I'm like, I literally can't. It's like a dog whistle, you know, and you have to be attuned to different frequencies to be able to hear them. So then I would listen over and over and over. And it's like a real training and an opening up of your senses to be able to let in those other frequencies to hear. And then all of a sudden, it became very easy for me to hear the angels on recording. And what they sound like is really beautiful, because it is a little bit hard to decipher what they're saying, because it's very melodic and very, very high pitched. And they talk in unison. So there's a group of them talking. And what they usually say is, like, let's say they want to say that they're bringing a spirit to God or bringing him home. They might say, like, collectively, well, I can't even imitate it really. It's really high pitched and I talk low, but they're like, we're bringing him home. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like very, very high pitch, and it's very, like I said, musical, very melodic is how they speak. And I encounter them all the time because of my work in crossing over spirits and clearing the dark entities, that the angels will come through, speak to me, but also get recorded on devices, just regular digital tape recorder devices. So, and everybody has that. You can even have one on your phone. So you can use your iPhone or smartphone and record angels. And you can actually ask your angels to introduce themselves to you through your spirit board. If you're using a spirit board, you can actually ask them for their names and expect to get at least 2 names. But anytime you've called upon angels, they don't like come in for like a second and then leave. They kind of stay. So if you were like me when I was little, praying all the time for angels, my angelic team just continued to grow. And that's what kind of it looks like. And maybe that's why I'm specialize in the work that I do, because I just kept building like football teams behind me, of angelic beings that were helping me to do my work. So you can do that too. You can continue to ask all the time. Okay.
Such good advice. I always think I know it all, so thank you for reminding me to actually listen and respect others, because I've learned or been reminded of using tools that I had forgotten.
Oh,
like
good.
Always cleansing and clearing. So important, and I haven't been doing it.
Oh, good. Thank you, Teresa. I'm glad. Yeah, it's easy to get a little bit lazy. It's like sometimes it's like we just get so used to doing the work day in and day out. That just the very ritual of opening and closing it down is so important, but also kind of like lets you know when you're off duty, because it is running a lot of energy to be plugged in all the time, and you do deserve time off. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for joining us. Greetings.
More than anything.
Hi, Monkey.
The weekly maintenance that I do, it's more weekly. It's not like a daily like, intensive thing. It's just like once a week I'll just kind of like come home, I'll do a quick like clearing, and then I'll be like, okay, my space is mine. Like anything that's not here to help me thrive, make me happy, bring me positivity, love, and joy, like has to leave. This is my space. I claim it,
And you can even do something simple, like if you want to do something like a little ritual for yourself in the shower. When you're showering, you feel the water hit your head, and as it's coming down over you, just ask God to make that holy water and let it pour over you and rinse and cleanse your aura and shift your spiritual vibration so that it's always clean and clear and precise, and the debris is coming off in the shower. So not just the dirt, but the spiritual debris that we pick up off other people, especially if you're empathic. So that's a good way to do it, just ritually, to have that intention, to feel that water cleansing you and cleansing your spiritual energy. Okay.
All right. Should we do love hearts?
Yeah, let's do a couple of love hearts. And we've got our little baggie here. Shake. Okay. And I also want to say, sometimes light workers, like many of you, we do tend to attract people that are the opposite. I can't tell you how many relationships that I've had with people that literally attract demons. And there seems to be a weird symbiotic thing going on there for many of us, where we attract them so that we can get better at working with the light to clear them and to heal them and to educate them. And there's also a little piece about it, the lower vibration, keeping us grounded so we don't come up out of our body because we're doing higher work all the time. So sometimes that can be a balancing act, but you definitely can utilize some partnerships like that. But eventually, I think what we want to find is partners that are also vibrating very, very high, so that you can just prosper and do well and find other ways to ground yourself. But if you are caught up in something like that with somebody that's doing a lot of self-sabotage, maybe with addictions, just bad choices, anger, resentment, unhealed issues, you can send them the angels to help them out. And hopefully they'll take those steps too to heal their stuff so that they can come up to your level. Okay. And Eliza says, that explains a lot for me. Yeah, doesn't it? Okay. And so what we got today is, our first one is prayer. Okay. You guys, sometimes we forget to pray. And I love prayer. Prayer, like what I like to say is, well, when I was little, of course, I prayed and I was taught to pray differently. It was always the formal prayers. I actually remember one time I went to confession as a Catholic. I was a little girl, and the priest yelled at me because I said the wrong prayer. I didn't say the right prayer for my confession to be heard. And he yelled at me and made fun of me. And I started crying and I left the confessional. And I was like, I'll never do that again. I'm like, I just want to have my own relationship with God. I don't want to have to go through somebody else that's mean, you know?
Yeah, some old man bully, whatever.
Yeah, he was so mean. I was like, I don't know, 7, you know, I was little. So anyway, so I guess that was also in retrospect a good thing, because I did decide right then and there, I want my own relationship with God. I want to have my own close, honest relationship with God without having to go through somebody and have them judge me or be mean to me or anything like that. So it ended up being a good experience because I do have a very strong connection. So you can take a bad and turn it into a good, always. But the way that I was taught to pray was different. It was always these formal prayers. You know, your intention is all you really need to connect with God, and also, and the angels and everything else in the universe, but also, you know, heartfelt. That's what's most important. But I do like to add that if you're really, really in need of money, sometimes people are like, please, please, please. And there's like this begging, this longing, this wanting, but you have to think, what is my vibration right now? Okay, because the angels do hear you, but they're feeling this void, this lack, and there's a law of attraction working at the same time when you're in such a strong need of something. So you're like literally anchoring in that you don't have something while like asking and begging for it. So it's a very conflicting energy. So that's why when you do ask your angel an assistance for anything, you must come out of that lack and have the faith and belief that you have it, that it's yours, that the situation has changed. That will raise your vibration so that it makes it easier for angels to bring it in so that you can receive it. So that's that faith part. And that's a very, very important part because it raises your vibration and allows the laws of the universe to also operate for you, making it easier on your angels. Okay. Okay. So, and there's, well, thank you. Somebody wants me to be their wife.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting proposed to.
All right. Okay, we've got another one, which is spiritual clearing, which we just talked about. You guys, you can select any of these ways to spiritually cleanse. You know, and I actually, there's another one that I use sometimes, which is Padre Pio oil. He's a very, very special holy saint that was just a real human, that was a priest. He had the stigmata. He could bilocate. He was a mystical healer. He had many, many, many spiritual gifts. And they actually have shrines for him and oil that is blessed and that you can purchase. And that's a very, very powerful oil. I've used it in so many rituals with people when we do sacred work together. I always have, it's just a tiny little bottle, but you could order that online. Just do Saint Padre Pio oil, and you'll find some shrines and some locations that you can buy that's blessed. But that's also another one. And you can put that on a spirit board. You can cleanse yourself with it or other people with it. So that's another one. I just like to throw them in there every time I remember one. Mm-hmm. Okay. And myrrh, we never even mentioned myrrh, frankincense and myrrh. You know, there's a reason why in the Bible story, and it doesn't matter if you believe in all the stories in the Bible or not, but the very nature of the 3 wise men bringing frankincense and myrrh to Jesus is because they are spiritually protective oils. They will raise your vibration and spiritually protect you. So keep that in mind if you're looking for some essential oils to use or some incense to burn in your house that will provide that kind of high vibrational, that sacred benefit for you. Okay, and so this is for guardian angel. Whoop, there we go, guardian angel. So yes, each and every one of you has at least 2 guardian angels. I'd also like to speak on this for a minute because sometimes people feel like their loved one that they lost is their guardian angel. Well, So that would be more of a spiritual guardian. Okay. You will always still have your two angels that are literally angels that have never been human. They're just angels. They're angelic beings. They're celestial. Okay. Then you have loved ones that pass. And you even have loved ones in the spirit world that want to come in, but maybe there wasn't an open door for them. Maybe you decided not to have a baby, so they stayed in the spirit realm. They can choose to be your spiritual guardian, and they will join your angels. And then they will be another team of spiritual helpers, which is your spirit guide team. And those will be people that you did know in past lives or in pre-life. That they will be a mix of different types of mentors. And you can call in specific ones. If you're working on art projects and you want to call in a spirit guide like Picasso, you can ask him to be one of your guides and feel his energy and the influence of your artwork through that connection. So, but your guardian angel is two. You have at least two guardian angels. And they have very different personalities. You can literally tonight, when you go to bed, or even during the day, but at night when you go to bed tonight, go, please show me. I'd like to meet my guardian angels. I'd like to know your names. I'd like to know if you're male or female, what you help me with. You can do it that way, and you'll receive a dream visit or different types of visuals or guidance that way. You can also just intend it today while you're awake and pay attention to any names that you hear. Like if you go out shopping and you hear a name being called across the mall, it might be, someone looking for their mother or their child, but if you hear it, you'll be like, oh, I just asked for that, and here's that name. That's the way that it happens. Or it could be on a license plate that passes you, or in a book that you're reading and it just pops off the page at you. That's indication that your guardian angel is trying to speak to you and give you their name. And that, then calling them by name is a signature. A name has a special spiritual vibration to it. So even though there's many different Marys in the world, my sister Mary has a unique vibration when I call upon her, that she can connect to me right away and very, very easily. So your guardian angels, knowing their name, will help you be able to tune in with them better too.
All right.
Okay.
We got 2 questions here.
Okay.
We have, can everyday regular people be angels? You kind of answered that a little bit.
Yeah. So I do want to just speak on that for just a minute though, Elaine, because I've had earth angels help me throughout my life I've been stuck in blizzards, in terrible situations where it's like, I'm going to freeze tonight. I'm definitely going to freeze tonight. But because of my faith or my background, right, I would just naturally send up a prayer and then feel protected, and then just sit there in the storm like, I wonder how it's going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to make it out of this, And then all of a sudden, somebody, a real looking physical human being, would show up out of nowhere and help, and not take money and not stay around for thanks, and just like basically vanish. That has happened to me over and over and over. So remember, your prayers connect you to people, and your angels will know how to send people to you, where either they will participate as an earth angel and be just feel compelled to show up to a certain location to help you, or they literally are walking amongst us in that frequency where they can assist us. So they will not be physical humans, but they can appear like physical humans. That would be an earth angel.
Okay, and then what if someone who passed reincarnated?
Yep, that's okay, because when they go to the light, when they go to heaven, they go into the spirit world to be healed, they become part of all. Their soul is not contained in a physical vessel. Like if you're talking to me, Diana, I'm like just like right here. This is me. And of course I have my aura, so I'm a little further out. I'm out here. Well, when I die, there's nothing containing me. I'm everywhere, right? So when I'm everywhere and part of me wants to come back in to have another journey, the rest of me is still out here. So I can still connect with all my loved ones in their dreams. I can still come and show up as an apparition. I can still come and talk to them, while my other part of my soul has decided to come into a new body and have a new experience in life. So you're still connected, even if your loved one has reincarnated, that they can still be with you in the spiritual realm.
This is going to be kind of a funny example, but one of the best ways that I can describe this is it's a kid's show, but it's Avatar: The Last Airbender. But what I like about there's so many spiritual components to it, but the main character, when he needs advice or when he needs to like figure out I'm getting waved over.
Yeah.
when he needs to find something like some kind of like answers to his path, and people that are around him aren't giving him the answers that he needs, or it's just not helping click home to solve the problem that he's facing, he will sit down and meditate and reconnect with his past lives and like have conversations with them as if they are present, like alternate people, because they are different people, but they're parts of him. So what I like about that example is that it shows that like time and space and what we perceive as being a spirit or a soul isn't locked into like me. I am my soul, my body is me, and I am my soul. Like it's so much more fluid and abstract, and it's energy, and there's really no limits to where we are, when we are, who we are, how we are. So, and I love that example, but I always kind of think of that whenever
and because there's this whole thing, like, we're understanding much more about quantum physics and the timeline. It's not linear like we're taught. So even going back to a past life is not technically a past life. The past, present, and future are happening right now. It's all right now. That's why we have all of our power when we focus on the right now moment. So regardless of what happened to you before, or what you fear in the future, being right here in the present moment gives you all your power from all time, all past and present, future realities. It brings it right here. And this is when you have absolute power to restructure, recreate, do whatever it is that you want to do, heal, love, whatever. That's where we want to be.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. I think that's all the questions. Is there one more on there, honey?
Okay, we got this.
Oh, one. Thank you. Thank you, Teresa.
Awesome.
I actually know people that have done that, and it's quite beautiful. So I actually didn't learn that from a book. I learned it firsthand. And then I was at a lecture one time, and I only heard one person ever speak on that. And he said it, but I had already had the personal experience. And I was like, damn right. I'm like, he's speaking the truth right now, but it's not really in books. To my knowledge, it's not in books. So, but it's accurate. Okay.
So we have this follow-up here. So if I'm reincarnated in this life, part of my soul is helping someone in my current lifetime.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. My soul is helping someone in my current lifetime. Yes. Absolutely. It's the only reason we come together. Even when people are creating like a lot of drama and chaos and conflict around us, sometimes the lesson is for us to have our enough self-love and dignity to move forward. Sometimes it's to help them. Sometimes it's to stay neutral and to be able to know the difference between someone else's projected reality and our own. There's many different lessons. We get to choose which way we want to learn with it. But what most people do is they get locked into a pattern. They think everyone's against them. But we come here to learn. We come here to teach. We come here to cooperate. We're always working very importantly in somebody else's paradigm as they are in ours.
And then we have a couple more here.
Oh, can you say more about that concept? Did she just write that one?
Yeah, can you say more about that concept? Not really understand that. And then she adds past, present, future. Is that why we know things we were never taught?
Yes, absolutely. Because it's like a little information seeps through the veil. And by the way, the veil is just belief systems thinking that we can't know it. the veil, like the more belief work that you do on yourself, like because I do theta healing, so I worked a lot on my own belief systems, which means clearing resentments, clearing rejections, clearing painful past memories, clearing my own limits and anything that I was taught that like, you can't do this, you can't do that, clearing those limits, clearing I'm not good enough, clearing all that stuff. When you literally clear that and wipe it out of your subconscious, you actually get many more gifts and abilities, much more clarity, much more ease with what you're going, and you get much more knowing, things. So that's why it's always important to go and clear that stuff. It's just stuff that's clouding up our subconscious, making us think we're so limited, but we're not. We're magical. We're creators. We're amazing. You all are. And so we can all tap into that. We can all tap into our divine spark and really, really utilize that power instead of fixating on past events, whether they're past in this life or past from many lifetimes ago. It's just being right here, right now, and knowing that and getting into that connection.
I think it's easy for us to get kind of used to the idea that there's an idea of separation.
Yes.
When in reality and in the spirituality realm, there's really very little separation. It's all this energy. You know, you and me, we are not that different. We are the same neurons, we are the same energy. And even too, like, you know, reflecting, like if there's a skill or a talent that you want to learn, or there's knowledge or wisdom that you want to access, reviewing kind of those previous lifetimes, those past life experiences, and being like, wow, that lifetime when I was a monk might come in really useful for me right now when I'm trying to learn how to meditate. Maybe I should tap into that lifetime and access that wisdom and communicate with that personality and that energy that I was in that time and space. And see what I can learn from that here and now and bring that forward into my current existence and reality, because there is no separation. There is no then and now.
No, separation is one of the things that human beings are programmed with. So it's one of the programs that we really need to get in there and clear out from somebody's construct, okay? Because we believe we're separate. We believe we're small. We believe we're not good enough. And it's like, who the hell put those programs in there? But every human has them, and it's not a truth. So if you feel any of those things, they're just not true. But when you actually clear them out of your subconscious and you know that you're one, then you actually can expand into that energy. And that's when you really get all your spiritual gifts.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and hi, Margaret. We have another Margaret here.
Hello.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. If you're tuning in late, be sure to go back and watch it from the beginning to end, especially if you're interested in angels and demons. And I want to remind you that my sale price that I've had for the last year on my mediumship online course and my paranormal rescue medium course, which teaches you how to clear the darker stuff and the unhealed energies. Those are both available through my website, but that price is increasing. I've had it down at a lower price. I said it was for an introductory offer, and then I was like, well, I'll just keep it low because it's COVID and I just wanted to be helpful. But I will be putting that at the regular price very soon. So if you're interested in that, please go to www.dianapalm.com. Click the button for my mediumship. It'll tell you all about those courses. They're two separate ones. The mediumship class is 8 courses, and then the paranormal medium, the rescue medium one, is more fine-tuned just for that genre. And so that's a smaller course, just really laser sharp focus on that one. All right, you guys, I want to thank you. Thank you so much, Tracy. I appreciate it. Sweetheart. All right, you guys, we love you. Thank you for tuning in with us today, and I hope you all have a beautiful Sunday.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye. Time to go eat some crab legs.
Yeah.